And in 2012, I went to India. And I stayed in India for 6 months, but the first 3 months, a friend and I, we were traveling, and we had this big dream, this big idea, like, oh, we want to work with artisans, and we want to bring their crafts into the world. Being a jewelry designer in the past, I just had this passion for anything handmade and supporting indigenous cultures, really. So we went on this journey, and it was just not flowing. I mean, if any of you have been to India, India is the teacher. You don't come to India with an agenda, and she very quickly shows you that you're not the boss. So I won't say I surrendered. I literally gave up. I just said, okay, India, I give up. This is really difficult. I have been all over the world already, and this is the hardest place to navigate. So I'm just gonna go and visit one of my closest friends who's been living in the slum village for 7 years at the time, and then go back to the US. You know, I was humbled and really just, I'm done. Okay. So once I got to the slum village and to the organization that my dear friend Nemo was living at and serving at, I felt so much love in that moment that I couldn't leave. And I let go of my bus ticket. I was supposed to move on and eventually take a flight back to the US, and I let it all go. And I ended up staying in that village for 3 months. And in that time, I went through probably the biggest transformation of my life. And I would say, looking back, probably the most courageous journey of my life, which is going from the head to the heart. I had this idea of what it could be like. Maybe it was filled with disease or crime or something uncomfortable and unknown, and another world than the one I had been living in. I don't know if there was actual conscious fear, but there was definitely some resistance, which is why I saved going there to the very end. And once I got there, there was just no more fear. I couldn't even remember any like reservation that I had. All I felt was love and kindness and compassion, just an delayering and opening of the heart that I didn't even understand I needed. But it was those people who had nothing but everything spiritually, and here I am coming from the US who has everything materially and nothing spiritually. The people there gave me so much more than I could ever give them. This is really like the biggest lesson for me, is when I'm up against a huge transformation and my soul is guiding me towards something that's going to break me, there's a lot of resistance and fear and overwhelm and anxiety, and us like trying to push through the way we've been, when our soul is like, this way, this way. It doesn't look like the easier path, but in the end, it's the easier path, because all those emotions start falling away and you're walking the lesson and the truth and the path of your soul. And I won't say it's comfortable, but I will say that I'm a completely different person had I not gone trekking into that jungle and had I not lived in the slum village in India. This is a time of great change. This is a time of stepping into something completely new and yet ancient, because our soul came here for this. My soul came here to be my true self and who I'm here to be, and experience what I need to experience in this life before I go. And it's time now. And so if anyone is feeling this fear or overwhelm or anxiety and just like exhausted because you just can't keep it together anymore. What I can say is that I'm with you, and there is a path for each of us, and that path can't be shown by anyone else but yourself. And I think if there's many of us who know each other, who are walking our own soul's path and can share this journey together, then there's courage and bravery also in numbers and support. I'm sharing this to say that I'm with you and I feel you and I understand what you're going through because I'm going through the same thing. Thank you.